Hello and welcome to Euclide Academy. In this video, we're going to revise the 2023 English paper 1. So basically this is a composition writing paper or essay writing paper. You've got two sections. There is section A as well as section B. So in section A, you'll be given some questions which you have to choose on which topics you're going to write. And then section B is a compulsory one. So in this video, we're going to look at all the questions or all the sections, and we're going to try and answer all the questions. That's right, we're going to answer all the questions, and then at the end of the video, if you stick around, I'm going to provide all the answers to you and how you can get them. Okay, so let's get started. The time allocated to you is 1 hour 45 minutes. So you've got 1 hour 45 minutes. We have two sections. The first section, you have to answer you answer both sections. Then section 1, you have to answer you write one of from the topics that will be given to you, and section B, you also answer one. So in total you have about 2 essays to write. So essay 1 and essay 2. So you have about 1 hour 45 minutes. If you plan very well, there should be enough time to write 2 essays in the range of 250 and 350 words per essay, and then you probably even have 30 minutes extra. If you've planned everything very well, and if you apply what we're going to talk about in this video, you actually have 30 minutes extra in the exam and be able to finish everything within 1 hour 15 minutes or something like that. Okay, so no kidding, this will be what you'll be able to do if you just apply what you're going to learn be taught in this video. All right, as I said, I'm going to provide all the answers. I've tried to answer all the questions in this paper, so I'm also going to provide the answers for you and where to get them in this video. All right, so let's get started. Section A. So remember, you've got 1 hour 45 minutes, so you have to structure or time yourself carefully here. So get your watch out and then start planning your time. Convert the 1 hour 45 minutes into minutes. Okay, so you got 1 hour 60 minutes plus 45 minutes, so in total you have 60 plus 45, which is about 105 minutes. Okay, so if you have 105 minutes, so let's just remove the 5 minutes for just reading through the questions. That means you've got 100 minutes to answer the questions. So then you look at the marks that you have. You've got 40 marks for the entire paper. Then let's say question 1 has got 20 marks, and then question 2 or section B also has 20 marks. So which means you now have to divide the 100 minutes that you have by 2, which will give you 50 minutes each question. So you have got exactly 50 minutes each question. So don't spend more than 50 minutes on each question, and this was already done for you. All right, so you've got 50 minutes for each question. That means we have to budget this 50 minutes on each question. So let's say on each question you give yourself 5 minutes. Okay, give yourself 5 minutes to read the section and understand. So I'll give myself 5 minutes to read through all the questions that are here, and then I pick the question which is the best question. As I always say, always pick the ones that you have been doing well in class. Don't try to be smart or overdo things. Just go with the one that you are best at in class, or the one that you used to get more marks in class. So if you get 5 minutes, you can choose, just read through, and then make sure that as you read through, you are familiarizing everything, the mind with the questions, so that your brain will already start trying to find some answers. Okay, so you've got write one of the following topics. You should write between 250 and 350 words. Words written beyond the word limit will not be considered to be part of your composition. So strictly this should be 250 to 350 words. So about in handwriting, depending with different handwriting, but should be 1 page and a half, or at least not more than that, not less than that. Okay, so 1 page and a half, somewhere there, or in the quarter or 3/4, or in the or 3/4 of a page. You should be between 250 and 350 words. Okay, so you look at all the questions. Right here we've got a question: write a story which begins with the sentence, "My brother is an alarmist." Okay, that's story writing. Good. Number 2, describe any event that reminds you of motherly love. This is a descriptive composition. And then number 3, explain the cause of sexual harassment and how the scourge could be stopped. Okay, so you have to, it's kind of you have to be in detail if you choose this one. Number 4, write a story with one of the following titles. The first card is the deepest. Make a mountain out of a molehill. This is story writing. Social media has brought about a lot of insecurity in our society. Discuss. There is no true love without jealousy. Argue for or against. Okay, so this is discursive composition. Number 5. Number 6 is argumentative composition. So go for whichever that you're comfortable with. Like I say, experience is the best teacher. So what you've been going through in class, in clubs that you've been attending, if you're in debate club, and you're really good at debating, I would say go for argue for or against, for more of an argumentative composition. But you really have to know how to put it in writing. But if you know how to talk, then there's a very good chance that you also know how to write what you're talking about. Okay, so you can choose whatever it is that you want to choose. So after choosing it, now you go down to writing. But like I always say, don't always start writing without planning. Number 1 to any good composition, excellent composition, number 1 secret is planning. So by plan, I mean create an outline. Get a pencil and then a paper somewhere, and then just, you've got 5 minutes of reading. Then you can actually just put down another 2 minutes to this to just create an outline. Okay, let's say 5 minutes you read through, you've chosen, which is more than enough time. You should have 1 or 2 minutes extra. You've got two to, let me say, 7 minutes just to plan the outline. Okay, so after you've done planning the outline, it should be, let me just say, another 5 minutes for writing an outline. So 5 minutes to choose your composition, 5 minutes to plan. Okay, I repeat, do not start writing without a plan. By plan, I mean an outline. Do not start writing without an outline. So this is what we're going to do in each and every composition. In the answer that I'm going to give you, this is what we're going to do. So here's the answers that I actually drafted. Okay, so this is the answers I've drafted for this 2023 paper 1. I'm going to provide these answers to you, and I'll tell you where you can actually get these answers as a PDF, and you can be using it and with more things to it. Okay, so question number 1 is a narrative writing. The story composition. Write a story which begins with the sentence, "My brother is an alarmist," which is this one. So we are saying, just in case you chose part 1, you chose write a story which begins with the sentence, "My brother is an alarmist." This is what you chose. So if you chose this one, this is what we're going to do. You come here, or you get down on a piece of paper, not really here, on a piece of paper somewhere, and then you're going to do the planning. You're going to plan the story. Okay, so before you write anything, first of all, you're going to plan or write an outline. So you plan the story. Okay, so what does it mean to plan the story? You make up a script in your head. Make a script in your head what the story is going to be about. My brother is an alarmist. What could be? You just make up a funny story or any story in your head. It could be a serious story, not so serious story, but just a story that will kind of make sense. Then you plan. Okay, so for example, what came to my mind was The Boy Who Cried Wolf, and it has to resonate with the title. My brother is an alarmist. Definitely it's kind of similar with The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Okay, we all know, most of us around the world, we know this story, The Boy Who Cried Wolf. You know, he kept on crying wolf, wolf, but there was no wolf at the end of it all. It actually happened. Okay, so we kind of think in those terms as you before you start writing. So you create a simple outline first. Okay, so you're going to create a simple outline. So okay, the boy who cried wolf, my brother is an alarmist. So what's the exposition? You have, as you're writing the story, you have to introduce the narrator, the brother. You can actually name him. So I said the brother will be called Leo. Don't just don't just tell his habits, but you actually have to show. So you have to be creative in writing. Exaggerate a little with some examples of what he did and what happened, what were the results of his actions. Okay, so which leads us to the second, what were the resulting or rising actions? Okay, what did he do? So let's say Leo makes a new frantic claim, they will fire, and then it was dismissed. It kind of builds tension. Then what really happened at the height of the event? The narrator or you smell smoke and you hear sirens. The horrifying realization of hits Leo saying the truth. So following action, the watch the emergency unfold. Quite tense moment, resolution, what really happened. So it's just a simple outline. So we can get the idea here. There was a smoke, fire, and this was the actual thing. Okay, so this is what happened. So now I have the whole story in my head right now, and I can actually even tell the ending. So it doesn't matter if I have it, I'll write it correctly, but I have the overview of the story. Okay, the guy named Leo. Okay, there's smoke and sirens involved. Then the event, shock and annoyance, something like that. So you kind of have this idea in your head. Then that's when you now start to write. Okay, so the story will not follow completely, but you now have a backbone of the story, and within those 5 minutes you've done your outline. So let's get I'm not going to read the entire story. I'm going to provide this to you for free. I'm not really going to charge you anything. So here's how you can get the answers, but for now let's jump to the first paragraph. So I'll just talk about how to start the story. Okay, so let's read this part. My brother is an alarmist, which was write a story which begins with a sentence, my brother is an alarmist. So my brother is an alarmist. It's a fact as certain as the sun rising in the east. Last week, a monstrous hairy spider in the bathroom turned out to be a speck of lint, and the burglar hit 2 nights ago was just our cat, Mittens, knocking over a vase. So when he burst into the living room that quiet Tuesday afternoon, his eyes wide with panic, I barely looked up from my book. So if you're seeing this introduction should be powerful and it's more catchy, more storytelling. We are actually opening the opening immediately fulfills the question. We are answering the question just within the opening. The two examples talked about here efficiently talks about Leo's character, okay, and justify why this guy is an alarmist. Okay, so the second paragraph, you can actually introduce direct speech in the composition when you're storytelling, which is really good. There's a fire, he yelled, his voice cracking. This is really good. It shows you understand grammar, vocabulary, as well as punctuation, good punctuation. This tends to get you more marks. The old warehouse down the road, I saw the smoke, I sighed, placing my bookmark with deliberate slowness. Leo, there is no fire, I said, my tone flat. Is it a raging inferno this time, or just Mr. Perry burning his garden refuse again? He insisted, his hands flapping in frustration about his history was a thick wall between his words and my belief. And I told him to be quiet. I was trying to read. This again talks about the situation which Leo is trying to make of, like it's a big situation, but you actually thinking like this is actually nothing big. So you can see the way this story is flowing, the punctuation, the grammar, and the vocabulary, and it kind of sets the tone. And I'll just go to the end of this story. So the end of the paragraph: we rushed to the window together. In the distance, a thick plume of black smoke into the clear blue sky, a dark stain against this afternoon. Another fire engine roared past our gate, its lights flashing. Leo did not say, "I told you so." So it actually turned out that he was telling the truth. So we can tie the story together and show what really happened, and then make an elevation of the story. So this is like just a general overview on how you can put the story together. Okay, so this is when you're going to start writing. Again, put down an outline. Okay, so let's say you choose question 2, descriptive. Describe any event that reminds you of motherly love. Okay, so here you're going to talk about an event that talks about motherly love. So first of all, this is a descriptive composition. So we need to have a sensory map. What is meant by sensory map? You need to be able to describe what you saw, what you heard, what was heard, the smell, the touch, the taste. So you need to involve your 5 senses: how it smelled like, or what was the touch, the taste. So when you are describing descriptive composition, you have to structure all this together. Okay, so you let's kind of have this map or idea of all these senses that we're going to talk about: central feeling, the theme, the sight, the touch, the smell, the sound, the taste. What was it that was tested? Is it the food? Okay, what was the sound? Was it the music? Was it someone singing? Was it a song? What was the smell? Was it the scent of flowers or anything? Soap? Or what the touch? Was it of a damp cloth or a wet whatever that you can think of? So you involve all this into this descriptive composition. Describe an event that reminds you of your motherly love. Okay, then you get down to writing that story. So this is an example. Again, I'm going to provide the answers to this story. So you go down to the description below, there'll be a link. So once you download the application to the go to that link, this application, you're going to find the answers in the application. It's our application, Euclide Academy application. So you go down to books, English, and then you go to past papers or books. Again, you find the English folder, go to it, you find these two answers. This is section A and as well as section B. So you do the same with 4, which is also a storytelling, as well as with 4B, which is also storytelling. Now I won't go through all these answers because it will take probably 2 to 3 hours, just me explaining everything. So just writing this, it will probably take you 30 minutes. Okay, just if you have an outline, which means 30 plus 5, you got about 40 minutes. So you've got 10 minutes extra. Okay, 10 minutes extra. If you do it very well, you can even do it in 35 minutes. Okay, so argumentative composition as well. You'll find the complete explanation and the answers in the description below. You'll find the link to the application, download it, and then you go to the section which says books, English. You'll find these answers. I'm going to provide them there. Okay, so right now let me just jump to section B. You're advised to spend about 50 minutes on this section. Your friend who is in the final grade in secondary school has asked you to advise him on ideas and strategies that will help him thrive after completing school. Write a letter to advise him. You have written down the following notes to help you write the letter. So here is simple letter writing. So with letter writing, the format is very, very important. The format is very, very important. Okay, so I think I put down section B to this one. This was my answer, what I put down. So section B, we are writing. You look at first, but you still create an outline. you still create an outline. So there's a format. We're talking about a friendly letter here, it's not a formal letter. The recipient is our friend. What's the purpose? It's to advise on strategies for success after school. Well, the core materials will be a list of notes that we've been given. Look for a job as a driver. Do not be so you don't really have to use all these things. You can choose a few or just enough for you to write what points. You don't really have to cover everything here. Okay, so after you've chosen that, it now becomes easier. You put your essay, your letter in sections. There's the introduction. So introduction, you set the tone and just give an idea of what is it that you are writing, why are you writing that letter. Then in the second paragraph, you can talk about the foundation. That is now when you start using the notes. Okay, so third paragraph, we can now go deeper and deeper into your notes. When I talk about notes, I'm talking about these things here which we're giving to you. Okay, then long-term vision and conclusion, you're going to summarize the core message. Okay, so let's look at this example later. Don't forget the format. Okay, so you have got the the address on the right, then it has got only one address because it's a friendly letter. Dear Simon or Simon, I was pleased to receive your letter. It shows great maturity that you are already thinking about life after final exams. The world can seem daunting, but with the right mindset and strategies, I have no doubt you will thrive. I have jotted down a few thoughts that I hope will be helpful as you plan your next steps. Very good. So you see, you introduce what you're going, why you're writing the letter, and what you're going to talk about. Okay, the reason why you're writing it. So what you're going to talk about comes here. You don't start mentioning the things that the advice or your notes within the first paragraph. No, you're just introducing the letter as well as what you're going to talk about. Okay, so that's a standard letter format. Be warm, encouraging, and clearly state the purpose and set a positive tone for the advice. So first and foremost, comma, the most important project after school is understanding yourself. Full stop. Okay, good. So you set the object of the paragraph, which is the first sentence, understanding yourself. Then you explain why or how someone can understand themselves. Take time to identify your unique talents and potential. Okay, you give more meat, more juice, talent and potential. Are you good with your hands, with numbers, or with people? So you've set a positive objective to this paragraph in the first sentence, and then you justify that in the subsequent sentences or subsequent writings. It's kind of the same with each and every paragraph. For example, go here. Once you have a sense of your strength, you can explore ways to build a livelihood. Okay, explore ways to build a livelihood. This is the objective or the main heading of this paragraph. Then what follows next, these are just subsequent ideas which support this main idea. So don't feel pressure to start big. You could, for instance, start a small poetry, look for it. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Then you go to the final stages of your letter. You conclude. Finally, always have a long-term vision. As you start earning, think about investing. Perhaps look for a piece of land as a secure future. Say major life decisions to require patience. Don't rush into marriage. Build yourself first so you can be a strong partner. When the time is right. Okay, so in the end, my friend, it all comes down to knowing yourself, working hard, making wise choices. The journey ahead is exciting, and I'll be here to support you. Wishing you all the best, your friend. Then you sign off with your name. So the words approximately 15 words, which is within the 350 word limit. That's 250 to 350 word limit. So that is how you put down your letter, and this is just how we go about it in what I had put down my answer to these compositions. So the comments in red have been put down to help you understand why the paragraph was there. So you can get access to this PDF this document. This is about the 2023 paper 1 answer guide, which basically the one we're going to provide for you at no charge, and the section A answer guide as well. How to get this? So you simply go to the link below, and when you go there, you're going to find an application, link to an application. So this will be a link to the app. So once you have this application you're seeing on the, when you register, you download register, you will see this, and then you can see you've got classes, AI, and books. So for now, what we want to books, so go to books, there's this folder, the English folder. You go into it, you open, you'll find these answer guides for you, or you go into the past papers tab. We've got many tabs here, but for physics and chemistry, literature, you look for the one that says ECZ English, and it will also have the answers. So the application, name of the application is called Euclide Academy. To download it and use it for studying, to be able to AI study teacher, and to get access to some past papers as well as the notes that we provide for you, like this 2023 paper 1 answer guide for composition writing. All right, so that is it. Wishing you all the best in your final exams for paper 1 2000 and the current one, and thank you for spending time. See you in the next video. Bye.